But it got even crazier. Over the weekend, Donald Trump had a rally in New York that had lines all over the block. It had downtown New York, Manhattan, New York, outside of Madison Square Garden, shut down. It was crazy.
Yeah, I saw.
It was some of the biggest like chaotic scenes. Like people were arguing with Trump, protesters. Everyone was arguing with each other. Trump had another celebrity lineup of endorsements. Dr. Phil, out of nowhere.
That was crazy.
No one expected Dr. Phil to come out and endorse him. I think Dr. Phil endorsed Biden before. I think he did.
When I saw it on Twitter, Dr. Phil has done some nasty things. God bless. There's a nasty thread out there.
Yo, Dr. Phil.
He's a wild nigga.
That shit went so viral. People were like, what the fuck, Dr. Phil?
It's crazy.
Right? But then after Dr. Phil came on, the most hated comedian in the world right now, Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe, who's been known for Kill Tony, one of the most successful podcasts in history. It's a live stream podcast of an actual comedy show he does in Texas where he's roasting people. He has new comedians come on stage. He's actually discovered a lot of talent. He's done a lot for comedy in the comedy scene. He's a legend, Tony Hinchcliffe, one of Joe Rogan's closest friends.
Do you think he's funny?
I think he has funny moments. And I think the organic moments, I think Tony Hinchcliffe's best moments are like when he is getting roasted and he roasts back. Like on point. Not like the scripted jokes, like the roasting back.
Yeah.
He's amazing at that because you guys, I don't think you guys watched it, but he went viral also months ago for the Tom Brady roast.
No, I seen that.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
He killed that shit. I think he did amazing on that shit. Him and that girl, forgot her name. I forgot the female actress that went viral too over that time as well. But they both blew up again off of that. But he was already rich and famous, but then he gave him another sense of fame. But then he came out for Trump. No one expected it. And he did a 11-minute comedy roast session. He made fun of black people. And the one that fucked people up the most was the Puerto Rican joke. He made fun of Puerto Rico. He called Puerto Rico a garbage island. Island full of garbage.
Because it was a terrible joke. It wasn't even a joke.
And then the thing is this, right? We have comedians mad at Tony Hinchcliffe. We have Republicans coming out defending Kamala, saying like, "Oh no, was she? I side with what she says for Puerto Rico." They're mad at Trump. Trump's own people are mad at him because of this. Yeah, because it was not a good look. It was a horrible look.
It was like a terrible joke.
I think even if the joke
did, but Vic,
the joke was bad.
Did you listen to it in its context? It had no landing. Oh, no, yeah, it had no punchline. It was because he's not funny.
We'll play the joke actually for context.
That nigga's not that funny. Yo,
I think he's funny, man.
His podcast gets carried by the other personalities and the people he brings on. But him as a person,
Red Band is funny when he does talk. He doesn't really talk much. But
when this guy does his political spit, it's terrible. Like I find it because he tries to be too conservative, and it's like, bro, you can roast people off your ideologies, but like you sound like you truly want to get this point across that you're a Republican. Like it comes off badly.
So this is the viral Puerto Rican joke by Tony Hinchcliffe, super viral.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is, and. You know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No,
bombed. Completely bombing. No one laughed. The crowd didn't like it. It was a horrible joke.
Because he didn't even set it up. He just said that. Like, what is that joke, bro?
Yeah. What was the buildup?
Yo, like, I love racist jokes. I be mad racist. I wake up and be racist. But this was not a good joke, bro. Like, we have to acknowledge a spade is a spade. That shit was not funny, bro.
And we have AOC. So Tony Hinchcliffe responded to people specifically. Tony Hinchcliffe responded to the man that's running for vice president with Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, who was on live stream. He was live streaming, I think, on Twitch with AOC. And they were like playing Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
They were playing like a random video games, but then they also watched the Trump speech, and this is them streaming. I kind of like this. Like
I found it funny.
They're trying to be like
like
Gen
young people,
Z,
yeah.
like Gen Z type shit. Like these politicians on their own streaming channels. I like this.
Absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going
Look at
on.
their
Like, I don't know
faces.
if you guys know this, but
They're in
there's
disbelief.
literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay.
They booed
all
his
right.
ass.
Okay. We're getting there. No,
Who is that jackwad? Who is that
I
guy?
actually think that's Tony Hinchcliffe, which is super disappointing. I mean, I don't. He's a comedian. I don't
Yeah, but
follow
look,
this
Trump,
like
This
crew
issue
very
with Puerto
closely,
Rico
but-
again. I saw it. This was when he went down after Helene, the horrific hurricane. People there, everybody coming together. We sent helicopters down from Minnesota and personnel. You know how you do this during this. And in the first hours, Trump complaining about the response. Does anybody remember how he responded to Maria in Puerto Rico?
Dude.
It was absolutely horrific. Down there insulting people, throwing it. Look, I know that the folks who are on here today understand this. People in Puerto Rico are citizens. They pay taxes and they serve in the military at almost a higher rate than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's like super.
Yeah, niggas was
upsetting.
saying Bad
Obviously,
Bunny's not a
it's super
citizen.
upsetting to me. My family is from Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, and like,
Yeah, because this went so viral. This went so viral that we had people who can't even vote for this election, but were endorsing Kamala still, right? Bad Bunny.
No, Bad Bunny can vote
But they said that he couldn't.
for president.
Look it up. He
I'd
can't.
have to check.
They said there's something about he couldn't even vote. That was the whole thing online.
I'm pretty sure Puerto Ricans can vote for president. They just don't have a representative.
They said some shit like that. And his own team, Bad Bunny's team. So Bad Bunny reposted. Kamala Harris had. This is more specific. Let me clear it up. Actually, what more specifically actually happened? Now that I think about it more, Kamala Harris made a post at the same time, around the same time, in support of Puerto Rico, talking about her idea for Puerto Rico, the plans for Puerto Rico. While the Tony Hinchcliffe anti-Puerto Rico joke was going viral at the Trump rally. So people were like, oh, look at Kamala's take on Puerto Rico. And that went viral. Bad Bunny reposted that on his story. And he was like supporting
Okay.
Kamala.
I see
but
what
then
happened.
Bad Bunny's team said that this is not an official endorsement, that he just wants to support Puerto Rico. But it's like, maybe he's waiting for a moment to endorse? 'Cause
Yeah.
Then there was people saying that Bad Bunny can't even vote.
He can vote if he lives outside of Puerto Rico. So I just looked it up on
So he lives in
PBS.
Puerto Rico, so he can't vote.
Yeah, but
'Cause
if
he
he
does live in
lived,
Puerto Rico.
if he lived in the 50 states, he would be allowed to vote for president. Puerto Ricans can only vote in the primaries, so they can vote for who would run for Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
But they can't vote presidential. But if you move, like how niggas live in Mass,
Yeah, because you could be from Puerto Rico and you can move.
to move to Mass,
Move
yeah.
without a
And
green
that's
card
the
or whatever.
problem. This is what was funny on Twitter. I didn't know this. There's 500,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania. Yeah, God bless.
Why?
There's 10,000 Puerto Ricans in Brussia right now.
Yeah. Why is this? What were you gonna say? Why is there so many Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Like, that's so much.
Look at Tony Hinchcliffe's response. Tony Hinchcliffe said, these people have no sense of humor. Wild that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. I made fun of everyone. Watch the whole set. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon. Now, Tony Hinchcliffe, I'll rebuttal. I'll say, busy schedule. Well, if you watch what they were doing, they were campaigning. They were creating content, just like you. You know, you're a part of the campaign. They're doing their own campaigning in their own way. You know, look at you responding to Tim. Now you're basically adding attention to their campaign and what they're doing. You literally responded to a Kamala Harris account. So, you know, that's that topic. And you love Puerto Rico and your vacation there, but your joke sucked. The joke sucked. The joke sucked.
No context.
If
no
your
build
joke
up.
was good, it would still offend people, but not to the gravity that it's offending the Puerto Ricans now because it just was a horrible joke.
And it felt like it's something you wanted to get off your chest
Yeah.
versus it actually being a bad joke. Because a bad joke, you could build up a joke and it's still bad. This nigga didn't build nothing up. He just said Puerto Rico's trash. Like, who says that? Where
Yeah,
did that
no.
come from?
It didn't. There's no context of like. No one's ever thought of that. No one's ever said like Puerto Rico's trash. Like there's no anti-Puerto Rico joke or energy in the world where that makes any sense. It just made no fucking sense.
It's not you just hate. It's not like a Puerto Rican girl broke your heart.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
he some Puerto Rican shorty fucked him over.
And let's look up. This is the black person joke. He said something about watermelons. This was like random.
Guy with a thing on his head. All right. Heck yeah. It's cool. Black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. All right.
What the fuck is going on? Carving watermelons.
Yo, there's a way to be racist and funny.
Really,
There is. I
really
promise. I
is.
promise.
And,
Like, as an enjoyer of racist jokes.
there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage. I mean, like this.
Oh, see, this is like another racist joke.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Let's see right here.
We're getting there. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild.
Yo, that was horrible. That was horrible.
Like, bro, that shit is bad. Vic, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This shit was ass, bro. I watched this shit. This shit was bad. He's not
he just go
funny.
like this?
He just went like that, bro. That's not funny, Vic. That's just ass.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Bro.
God bless.
I'm telling you, the problem with the conservative movement is, and it's true, like, comedy's been censored. You can't make certain jokes because people are going to get offended. But, like, that doesn't mean you just blatantly make trash, racist jokes. Like, yeah, try, nigga, try. Fuck.
Yo, no, that was horrible.
That was, nigga, he said, these are the open arms.
Yeah, nah, this is bad.
You saw no one laugh?
Let's see. Is that another one?
Oh, okay.
Aside from the black one?
You guys want a black guy with a thing on his
Oh, yeah,
head?
he just has a black one.
One of my buddies, he had a Halloween.
All right.
Bro,
No,
the
yeah, no, no.
silence is
This
so
was bad.
crushing.
This is bad. But shout out to Tony Hinchcliffe. I do think he still is a comedy legend, but this was maybe the worst moment of his career. It was a bad joke, and his comedians mad at him. You got to be honest. There was another comedian friend of his that's also like a Joe Rogan friend, kind of. If I don't find his tweet real quick, then we'll just move on. But he said something along the lines of kind of defending Tony. He's like saying, any comedians making fun of Tony, we're keeping a list or some shit. Like we know who you are. Like he's a comedian, you fucks. Like
I hope you invite him to a party and teach him how to do better racist jokes.
support him. We gotta support him. He's a comedian like us.
Yeah, and teach him how to make better jokes.
It's like
He needs
whatever.
to go watch Dave Chappelle.
Niggas, but there's mad white niggas that are racist and they're hilarious.
I know.
That nigga we watched, the fucking the nigga with the insurance commercial on SNL.
Oh yeah, that's just funny.
That
bro.
nigga's hilarious, and he be saying some racist shit. It's funny as fuck though. Like
Tony
it's-
Hinchcliffe's next shows and shit are gonna be sold out like crazy. Well, they always are, but now people are gonna wait for his and the reactions to all this.
No, without a doubt.
Look at Fat Joe. Fat Joe said, that man threw towels at you and blocked financial aid in Hurricane Maria, and you buddies think he's your guy. Wake up, vote. This is what he really thinks about you. Because that's the thing. This is a political campaign, run, rally. Therefore, whatever the people say at the rally, they're going to think that Trump obviously is co-signing these things. Because that's what you're going to do by default. Right? There's another person that said some crazy shit that was there. He said some wild shit that Trump basically said the opposite of the other day. So people are like, wait, if he's saying that, is Trump backing that?
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to vet these people, I would say, before you have them. But it goes to show you the fact that they don't. They don't give a fuck. They just care about the endorsements.
You don't remember Amber Rose and how it blew back on him endorsing her? I mean, she endorsing him. When he had her on, the people on Twitter were like, why would you have a prostitute endorse you? We're supposed to be a Christian party. And like a lot of the things like she was doing, she started doing those RFK campaign videos. Have you seen them yet?
Yeah.
When they're like in the kitchen and shit, making those dry ass jokes.
Make America healthy again. And they're making smoothies and shit.
Yeah. Bro, a lot of conservatives were pissed. And it feels like Trump is like, I can't lie, this is his worst ran campaign. Out of the three, because the first one was one of the greatest campaigns run in the modern era.
Yeah.
It's second to Obama's. What that woman did, I forgot her name. It's a blonde white woman. She was a fantastic campaign manager. The second one, it was a little worse, but it was still pretty good. This one's the worst one. This nigga's just throwing niggas out there. This nigga's doing whatever. When we saw Chef G on stage, we should have known though.
They gon' love me for my ambition.